So time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girl.
YTG. Yeah, the girls.
Isn't it YTS?
What?
Yeah, the sweetie. What are we called?
Yeah, the Sweetie Pie Emporium.
YTSPE.
Okay, for the uninitiated, if you're joining us for the first time in 2024, welcome. Thank you so much. This is where we talk about all the things that the girls talk about that we probably shouldn't talk about on air, but we do. We talk about it off air in the office. And then Andrew joins in. We're like, oh, mate, get out.
Yeah. Chick chat.
I'm usually not listening, though. Like, I'm there, but I'm not there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
that's,
I'm present,
No,
Yeah.
we really know what you mean. Yeah.
and when both eyes are looking in different directions and there's dribble coming out of my mouth, that's where I'm going to land far, far away of what you guys are talking about.
yeah. Anyway, producer Zoe joins us. Producer Zoe in your 20s, in a beautiful relationship with the gorgeous Alex, who we're all
You
in
all
love
love,
with.
yeah.
Yeah.
You all love very much.
Abs from the newsroom, happily single.
Who knows?
Well,
what's
I mean,
going
it's
on with me?
fluid. This week?
yeah.
This
It
week?
changes from week to week. Yeah.
Are we seeing anyone at the moment? Or?
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, no comments.
Taking the
comment.
fifth.
Wow.
I'll not be answering questions at this time.
I feel like I'm outside of court for Channel 10 right now. What have you got to say?
No comment.
Okay, this week's Chick Chat. Hi, Jodie, Abby and Zoe. My best friend and her fiance... this is an email, by the way, obviously, that we've received.
No, it's snail mail they wrote in.
Yeah, my best friend and her fiance have just called off their engagement after 6 months. They got engaged on a whim, and the reality of it all has sunk in. They were together for a year. He got her a super nice ring. We reckon it cost him around $7,000. Now they've split. Does she have a right to keep it, or does she have to give it back? We think she should keep it. It was a gift after all, but she feels bad. We don't want her to give it back as an excuse to get back in contact with him. What does she do? That's from Sally from Plimpton.
Whoa.
Wowee. Okay.
Wow.
So my first thought on this is, I guess an engagement ring is a promise. Like, it's a gift as a promise. We're going to get married. We're going to be together. So if that promise is broken, then I think maybe perhaps give it back.
It depends who breaks the promise too, doesn't it?
True.
So if the partner who gave the ring, it was the other person who did it, then you've probably got to give it back. Especially
Again,
if you've called it off late.
Yeah, I know.
And you've received the ring and it's on you for calling it off.
Yeah.
I think you should give it back.
But I also feel like you're missing the very definition of chick chat, which is chicks chatting.
Anyway, ladies, as I was saying.
Oh, it's
So?
a very interesting one. I think at its nature, it is a gift, right? So
Yeah.
if you make that decision to put your heart on the line and propose and give the person a ring, you've given them the ring.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think she's completely entitled to keep it, even though that might be a moral stretch. But I think she has every right to keep it.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a story for you.
Oh, go on then.
Of course. Go on, Abs.
So a friend of mine, she proposed to another woman and it was all fine, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they broke up. So she got given the ring back. This woman said, I don't want a reminder of you, so here's the ring back. I don't want it.
Noble.
She then has gone on and met another partner. Cool, they're together, whatever. But they've got two best friends who they as well were, she's like, I can't find a ring that I like to give to so-and-so, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So my friend sold, because she just wanted to get rid of this ring, she sold that engagement ring to their best friends who then went on and used it to propose.
Ooh, and they all know each other.
They all know each other, yes.
Oh, no.
So she just wanted to get rid of it. I reckon she spent $6,000 or $7,000. In the end, she sold it to her friend for like $1,500 because she's like, I just don't want the ring here anymore. I'm in a new relationship. We've had a baby. Like, it needs to move on.
So there's definitely something in that. Can jewellery be cursed?
No.
No, but okay. So, for example, I've still got my wedding ring from my first marriage, and it's in a jewellery box, and I'm thinking of re-gifting it to my daughter because that's her dad. So I thought that would be a nice thing to do. But is that a nice? I don't know.
Well,
is it because it didn't work out?
You've answered the question. You kept the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you keep the engagement ring as well?
yeah, all of it.
So you kept it
Mate, they're all diamonds, mate.
Yeah, exactly. My mum kept her engagement ring from her first marriage, and for my birthday gifted it to me.
But did you like it?
Yes, I love it. I love it. I think it's holding on to a memory a little bit, like keeping memory boxes. But I think you have every right to keep that ring and do with it what you will.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. I just...
Is there something tainted about it? Is the question.
That, to me, yes, a little. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
13, 24, 10. Do you give the ring back? You got engaged. Everything was happy. the world was a beautiful place and now it's over.
Yes.
And romance is
It's
dead.
dead and gone.
All right.
Good morning, Jenna.
Good morning.
Okay, thoughts on this one?
So it's a bit of a different situation, obviously, because my family, my parents were together a long time. They had me and my brother and, that type of thing. But my dad actually was unfaithful to my mum after they got engaged. And so she told him she didn't want to marry him anymore, but they stayed together. Well, she made him buy her a second engagement ring because the first one was tainted. And so when they finally did split about 30 years later, she kept both rings. And I said to her that I wanted one. That's a history and, hand-me-down. And she went and sold them both on me without telling me. And so I'm a bit devastated, actually.
Wow.
Stuff them up.
Wow.
But Jenna, don't you think there's something in that? If something bad happens with jewellery can be tainted, can't it?
Well, you don't necessarily have to keep the item as it was. You could turn it into a pair of earrings or a nice necklace and make it a new story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Lots of people do that.
Doesn't have to stay as an engagement ring. It could be changed into something nice. A bit more of a positive.
Yeah.
You could have a loving relationship with that person
At one
even
stage.
if it didn't turn out.
Yeah. So the collective value of those two rings, what do you think it was?
Oh, well, it was a long time ago. But yeah, you'd be looking upwards of maybe 10 or 15,000. They were,
That's handy.
Well, because the second one was I'm really, really sorry for what I did previously, but I still want to marry you.
Oh, goodness me. Okay, thank you so much, Jenna. Stacey, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you give the ring back?
No. He basically decided that he was going to leave after 6 years together. We were married. And I said to him, I was like, look, if you really want to leave, I can't get these off. So you're going to have to cut them. So he went straight to the shed, got pliers, cut them off.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I put them in my jewellery box and a few months later sold them and bought myself a ruby ring to say, like, I'm okay on my own.
So the new ring, was it like a sort of reincarnation of the old ring?
Definitely not.
Right. Okay.
No, but I also, so these rings were, the wedding band I actually paid for myself out of my own birthday money.
What? Okay.
And the engagement ring was being paid off with Certegy, so we were both paying for it anyway. So I was like, well, they're mine.
Stacey,
Yes.
can I just say I'm glad this relationship's over?
Oh, me too. Me
Wow,
too.
you had to buy your own wedding ring?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That is love.
So my birthday was only like a few days before our, a few weeks before our wedding.
Yeah.
And I still didn't have the wedding ring. So all the money that I got from family and friends for my birthday, I spent on the band.
Yeah, wow.
Kick
Depends
that
all
guy.
onto your morals, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does.
I have none, so I can.